So there is a way where some amount of money can be useful, but only when and you can correct me if I'm restating this wrong, but only when it's kind of in a system versus throwing the money and hoping for the best. So the gamification tied it to results that they could feel good about, that they could be proud of, and that kind of thing. And when money is used in that sense, it can be useful, but it has to be very, very much managed, right? It just can't just give it out.
Yes, yes. People need to feel also that they are being fairly treated. So if somebody does manage to go from hospital porter to neurosurgeon, then you wouldn't expect them to earn the same pay. They would expect to get the right sort of rate for that job. So, and that's fine. But you can't expect them to be grateful. So whereas a hospital porter would be extremely grateful for a neurosurgeon's pay rate, a neurosurgeon won't be. It's just what's expected. So it's got to be commensurate, it's got to be equal, it's got to be there. It's got to be about right.
Got it. Got it. So if people don't obey the laws of physics, what laws do they obey?
Well, human laws. I mean, most of us know how humans react. You know, if we've got partners or kids, we know what they're like. And they never react the same twice. So, and you're always much better off pulling them rather than pushing them. So trying to push people into a form of behavior just doesn't work, because trust me, they are cleverer than you are at confusing you. And I think I'm quite an expert at work, and I used to run a factory with 3 lines of 250 people. And the output from that line could vary, sort of from 1 unit every 50 seconds to nothing. And I'd walk up and down and I couldn't see it. People are very good at pretending. So you can't force them, you can't catch them out. The only way to do it is to get them on side and give you a chance. You've got to get them to give you a chance. And if you can do that, and it's just about being a decent human being, really. Now that all sounds a bit pink and fluffy, and I can assure you the people that work for me knew I wasn't pink and fluffy. There are times when you have to say that I'm sorry, your behaviour then was inappropriate. Let me explain how that was inappropriate. And if you do that another twice, you go through the whole disciplinary process. And I've fired people. I fired a very nice chap once because he liked to stay up and watch American baseball till 4 o'clock in the morning. Then he was always late. So the 3rd time he came in on his 3rd warning, and he said, "Should I get my stuff?" I said, "Yeah, sorry." So, but you've got to do that sort of thing, because an operation of any sort is a machine, and not every machine is able to have people come and work when they feel like it. Some do, and that's more possible than many people realize, because the great thing about getting self-organizing teams is that they'll self-organize to meet the flow of the work. So rather than you insisting everybody's there between 9 and 5, some of the time they're going to be sat there with nothing to do. Well, that's good management, isn't it? So why not get them to self-organize? So yes, they can come in late one day and take the kids to the dentist, but at the same time, the work will be there, so you get more done. You get more done by doing less, which is the whole point. It's not about making people working harder. It's about making people working smarter, and that's the thing. So if they're there when the work is, that's the first step, frankly. Yeah. So people will do things that you wouldn't ask them to do yourself. And one of the warnings that we always leave when we leave a company, when we finish with them, we say, do not use this new power that you've got to abuse the people. Make sure that they're not working too hard. make sure that you're paying them enough when you can, make sure that you're being a decent company, because if not, it will come back and bite you on the backside. That's for sure. People are not stupid. Yeah.